Hey guys, quick message. Something new I'm doing starting with this interview because all the interviews go way over the length of one or even two sensibly length videos, but they always have such good content even through all the hour or two that we talk. So we're going to start.
Does he know how to talk?
No, I don't think so.
Of course not. Would you mind?
Sure.
Thank you. Where do we go? Here? Okay, cool. Hi everyone, welcome to UFWM interview. What? Here's what Brendan meant to say very quickly. This interview is going to be split into two parts normally, but the interview was originally an hour and 40 minutes long. So what we're doing is part one and part two are going to have their full length, like all the content that I wanted in the description. Like it has a YouTube link that's unlisted, and you can go watch that if you want. Or you can sit here for the normal algorithm length video for part one. Part two is going to happen whenever it gets done. One small extra thing, at times his camera freezes, UFWM's camera, a bit annoying. We know about this. You'll still be able to hear what he's saying. Discord just does that sometimes. It's fine. We're going to switch back to Brendan now. Enjoy the video.
Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Discord, and definitely don't forget to subscribe to the guy I'm interviewing, UFWM. Hello everybody, it's Marbleguy and welcome back to another Talking to Goats episode. This is number 6 and I'm very excited about the guest we have today as we delve into the life of a Geometry Dash player. Today's guest, he is from Chile. His hardest demon is Cold Sweat. Important note here, his hardest challenge is 3 SH in Hell, also an unrated SC2751P. His age is 20. And his fave levels in the game are either Radioactive by Vibrant or Breakthrough by Heinz. He's an old OG level enjoyer. Welcome to the show, UFWM, the infamous, well not infamous because it's not negative, famous challenge player in Geometry Dash.
What's up? Hi, I am Yufum. How are you doing?
How are you doing with those scissors, man?
I'm doing fine. I always use them to tape my mouse back together every time it breaks.
Let's go to the silly question wheel. You guys know how it works. I spin this wheel, and then I have a list of questions, and whatever number land on, question, ask, and UFWM has to answer, or he dies. He dies. You die.
Oh, I didn't know this. I mean, I'm used to dying in Geometry Dash, so dying in real life shouldn't be too bad, I guess.
Shouldn't be too bad. Number 22. All right, let's see what number 22 is. This is a good one. Do you ever go outside?
No. Okay, if I'm on my free time, I normally just like being on my room, like just chill my mind, do not think or do much, mostly watch YouTube or watch Twitch streams. I mostly do that kind of stuff. Sometimes I hang out with friends. Yes, I have friends. Once or twice a week, I don't really go out that much.
Hey, dude, at least you're getting out. You're a Geometry Dash player, a goat of GD.
Yeah, I'm a Geometry Dash player, and I sometimes touch grass.
Anyway, for those watching, you probably saw by the timestamps at the beginning that, James, you better have put the timestamps for the different sections of this at the beginning.
No, you cannot do that. No. It's in the description. It'll be fine. If you want timestamps, just check the description. Ugh.
You saw that we're doing things a little differently today. Instead of just firing questions at our guests, we're actually going to play some games together. So first up on the list here, we're going to play a game of chess together. I'm actually really excited for this. I'm going to ask some questions submitted by big fans of UFWM from his Discord server, which hopefully will be linked below, if I remember.
Oh my god, I cannot see anything.
That's totally going to be the clickbait thumbnail. UFWM beats me in chess blind. Put in the comments who do you think's going to win. I bet now, like bet before the game, because if you bet after the game, then you already know the answer. All right, I'm gonna open up King Pawn. Let's get this going.
Okay, I don't know opening theory at all. I'm just gonna do whatever.
Anyway, as we get going here, let's do. You ready for some viewer questions?
Yeah, sure.
Lil Gig writes in and asks, "Are you gay?"
Am I gay?
Oh no!
Dude,
I swear to God, I swear to God, I misclicked. I swear to God, I misclicked.
Oh God! Okay,
no.
okay. I'll give him. I'll give him a move. Okay, you move back. You move the queen back. You move the queen back. There we go.
You're way too kind to me. You should have punished me for that. Gay.
Okay, I'm bi, so technically a little bit.
Half and half.
I wouldn't say half and half. It's more like 95% straight. But yeah.
Phantom asks, how many times have you hospitalized your mouse?
Look, I don't take good care of my mouse, but I only have like this mouse, the one I have right here. It's the G502 Hero. It broke like 1 year ago, and I keep it up with like tape. Imagine like Frankenstein's monster. That is my mouse right now.
I have to be honest. So for myself, I have struggled with hand position and injury and just mouse. Now I'm actually playing up arrow because I like mouse a lot, but it's just too awkward to get used to. I never get used to it. What did you do? Like if I said to you like summarize for when you started, first time you ever played with a mouse to where you are now, I feel like that's a thing a lot of people in GD struggle with and would like to hear someone maybe shed some light so they can probably, well, at least try to improve their mouse position. I think I'm losing my queen here.
Yeah, I think you dropped your queen. no, it's still savable. It's still savable. First off, I started as a mobile player, so I just had to tap. When I switched to mouse, the feeling was very different. Like, what I felt most comfortable with was spacebar. So I kind of trained with my spacebar a little bit, but basically started playing with like a mixture of mouse and spacebar. I tried to get used to mouse, and I try to basically, well, what most people see me doing nowadays, like do like those extreme looking spams is they see me use my two hands to click.
Yeah.
And I basically during the course of years and like a lot of,
look, okay.
Basically on the,
James, while he's on this topic, go to his channel, pull up the one video that says proof I don't macro or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that is insane. Like James, literally put that video up. That's crazy. Just let that loop for the next 43 seconds. Exactly.
Yeah, I basically through brute force and practice, I learned to do that sort of clicking because I also got interested into doing like the really hard challenges at the time. Oh no! That is so unfortunate. No. Yes, I did it. I won $20. Let's go.
Anyway, a quick question, fun question while we're in the middle. So, the Big Bruh writes in, why do they call it oven when you in the cold food out of hot eat the food?
I agree.
Because, like, the cold out of the hot food. Like, you would say the cold out of the hot food, eat the food, cold food.
My brain is dying, but I agree.
My time limit's going down. I have to be careful of that. I actually don't know what he's referring to, but Super asked, what was your best progress on Old Buff TC?
Old Buff TC. TC Storage Chamber. It's one of my lesser known challenges, even though it was like my most downloaded one. Right now it's called Happy Chamber. There's all this story that it's a really hard level I made 4 or 5 years ago. One of those legendary challenges no one knows about. It was so stressful for me that I ended up quitting because for like half a year or a year, I don't remember. But the only thing I want to do in GD was to play Buff TC. And I'll do that.
I don't love that. Ooh, I'm gonna go down. Yeah, this is not happening.
The game doesn't seem to be turning in your favor.
You think? King activity above all. That's what I know.
Is this a mate?
That's not a mate I have here. Here.
Oh, you can go there. That's such a weird king position. What?
Sometimes when I'm down, I bring the king out when I'm down material, because the king can be powerful, because he's like an okay piece.
Oh my god, my brain. I have no idea what
I'm going to fire more questions at you to make it more confusing. How did you come up with the name UFWM 8?
When I was creating my account in GD, I created my old username.
Oh, god damn it. I didn't see it. That was a shitty game for me.
It's fine.
Oh, wow. Congrats,
if you want, we can
UFWM.
rematch, but...
No, because we have the rest of the interview. But I would like to. I wouldn't mind rematching in a later date. Yeah.
Should I answer the question?
Dartmouth writes in. How did you come up with the name UFWM?
I really didn't like the username I had used in other games before, so I decided whatever comes up in my mind first, I'll type as a username. And my first thought was diabetes. I was for a moment gonna call myself Diabetes GD, but I put the username, I'm create path, whatever, and it told me my username was taken. Sadly.
I love how that was taken. Who has that?
Yeah. After diabetes, my brain just jumped to you fucking what, mate? Because I'm a dumb 13, 14-year-old.
That phrase was popular at the time.
I decided to write it down in a way I found somewhat cool, and I just stuck with that forever. Right now, I call myself on like Twitch and all that stuff UFWM because that sounds even cooler. I don't want to change it on those platforms. I think everyone already recognizes me as you fucking what, mate, not as UFWM necessarily. So yeah, maybe I'd do a name change sometime in the future, but I really have to consider it.
Last question from a viewer, because this viewer went out of their way to DM me and really say, please make sure you ask this groundbreaking question. So here we go.
Wow.
This is from Holly Webb. What would you do if your neighbor secretly started building a farm to grow bees in your bathtub?
I mean, depends on what bathtub they're talking about. There's a bathtub in my home that no one uses. If it's in that one and they can give me a bit of the profits, I think it would be fine.
How are you thinking of profiting off the bees?
I mean, yeah, if they want to use my bathtub, they're also thinking about their own gain, so...
Okay, next segment here, we're going to do some GD-related questions. More about his GD life that I've wanted to ask him. Your GD career is very different from your average player's GD career, because most players, if they're getting into GD, their goal is to be either to create, and those people are weird, to beat extreme demons and then to beat as many as possible, and then to get tired of it and say I'm quitting and then come back 2 years later. That's an average GD player's career.
True.
But you've done absolutely none of those things. You've literally beaten less extremes than me, and I'm not good. I'm not even on the list. If you could just give like a story summary of your GD career, your progression, why you decided to do challenges, what were big challenges in your career, pull that all into like one summary there for us so we can kind of get a sense of what does UFWM's career look like.
I'd summarize my career as being someone who's obsessed over getting better at like any sort of thing in the game. I really enjoy just being able to fully like enjoy the physics a game has to offer and feel like I have full control over the game. It's not necessarily a good mindset to have at times. Sometimes that makes me like be very competitive on some games. There have been times where I practice sports where I felt like I did really fast progress, that I could do very well in sports, but because of my competitive nature, I stopped playing them because they stressed me out a lot when I felt like I wasn't performing at my peak. The nature of like doing a 1v1, that was extremely stressful for me when I felt like I could have done so much better. And it wasn't like the stress that made me try to get better, it was the stress of I am useless.
I think GD players and like everyone handles this differently in the game, but I think GD players in general, like the ones who are really good, are a collection of people who have this stress and kind of drive. You know, if you beat like an extreme demon, it's amazing. It is amazing, but your brain looks at Tartarus and Slaughterhouse, or in your case, 3 seconds Hell in Hell or whatever it was, and just, you're like, but that exists. So I did this, and this, like, maybe 20 people in the world have beat this, maybe 25 in the next 10 years, right? But there's this next one. It occupies space in your daily life. This next challenge, because you're like, well, I have to be better because it exists and it's possible. So why am I not doing it yet? And that kind of brings me to my next question, which would be, when did you transfer from being a player who beats levels, beats demons, just trying to slowly build up the skill, to someone who hyper focuses on challenges and the very core skills? And also, like, what did the beginning of that look like for you?
I'd say ever since I started, like, joining the community, I got more into the challenge side of things. I definitely was one of the first people to, like, focus a lot on rated levels, more than rated levels. The beginning, when I was just playing the main levels, I thought, okay, this game is very hard. I don't think I can, like, beat all the levels. So I went ahead and beat all the levels. Okay, I finished the main game. Let's try the map packs, because those are like the next thing, right? Okay, these are a lot of levels. Will I even be able to do it? I did it because I was like doubting myself if I could. I then started getting into the community. I started knowing more about demons, and then basically started like climbing up a ladder of like doing harder stuff. That ladder definitely stopped at Acropolis, where I got really stressed because I thought I was a really good player back in the day, but I was really bad way back then. What drove me into Acropolis is how it feels. It feels claustrophobic, and it's like all the timings are very tight and precise, and basically
I like that. Yeah,
it's like
I agree.
it ended up taking me like 8,000 or 9,000 times, I remember well. But like 20 times at the last
I
wave.
just want to cut in real quick, just for the record. Do you think Acropolis is a good looking level, like a visually appealing level?
Yeah.
Thank you. I get so much hate for that. Like that Acropolis is it doesn't look good at all, but it's such good theming.
Lol. And never like really stumbled upon a challenge until I played Acropolis. I think that level made me change completely my perception on what I like to do within the game, because it stressed me a lot to see myself die over and over in a part I knew I could do easily. And I knew it wasn't too hard. Like, the wave part, it's true it looked like claustrophobic, was really hard, but I was really bad at wave back then.
It's so hard to imagine.
Well, I ended up...
James, cue proof I don't macro. Cue that. What is that? That was mini wave, one space.
Yeah, mini wave, two times
speed.
One space, 2 times speed.
Go try that. It's not possible.
That level, when I beat it, I definitely didn't feel satisfied with my own skills. And I thought, if I spend enough attempts into anything, I could do whatever I want, really. But it's not what I want to do, really. I like seeing myself progress, like I don't know, if I look a year back, for example, I never thought like I would even have a chance to beat a level like Crystal Edge, and I just completely like demolished that expectation of me. Like, I didn't think getting past the miniwave spam in silent circles was possible. I did that. Like, I like proving myself wrong, not be interested more in rated levels, like the levels everyone was trying, because eventually people will start playing a lot of those levels. Eventually a lot of people will beat them. I wouldn't find it too unique if I just like...
I feel that.
Beat a level that I don't know, even being the first victor of a level didn't even feel too special for me. It was more like playing something people haven't really bothered trying yet.
To really feel like you accomplished something in this game, you got to not only do something hard, but you have to do something that people are like, wow, I've never seen that done before, you know, or wow, that is literally top 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you beat a top 10 right now, if you beat 10 or 9 on the list, people are like, oh yeah, but like some other people already beat that, so you're just you get a GG from a couple of your friends maybe.
Yeah, basically, by continuing a bit of the question, after Acropolis, like with all of these minds that I've like explained, I started looking at impossible levels, like I always do. Levels like Silent Circles back then, Death Corridor, all these kind of levels that were impossible, but I thought maybe I could get somewhat close to beating this. I basically spent, ever since like after I played Acropolis, I didn't take demons seriously. I would like didn't play too actively. Like if I played actively, I would have like 10k hours easily, but every time I played GD, I made sure to try something really close to my limit or that I didn't think was possible, and just tried grinding it out a little bit. Okay, I want to make the hardest thing I could possibly do in this game and make it short. And I made something stupidly hard for the time. It took me 30k attempts to verify. Right now it's a challenge that is like an introductory level challenge, but...
Happy Chamber?
Yeah, Happy Chamber.
And it's crazy because because I know when you're talking about, I haven't beat it. Yeah, that's like a base for like if you want to be a challenge player, that's a base start. And then after that, then you can get to the stuff that's actually hard.
I wasn't too happy with Happy Chamber because I ended up nerfing it before verifying it. With each level I published on my account or each level I tried, I always try to one-up it. Like, whatever means possible. I either like try to do something in similar difficulty in another game mode, like try other challenges. That's when like the challenges was already existed. I definitely don't see myself being stuff like Firework, Arcturus, Truefed, like all of those levels. I know if I just had enough motivation to do them, I'd probably be able to, but I don't really like doing those sort of things. I only like pushing myself when I know it's an achievement I would like to do. Most of my GD career is me having fun with the game, trying to improve.
That's what it's all about in GD, you know, and it's about pushing those limits. Everyone pushes them in a different way that's most enjoyable for them. Some people harsh extreme demon, some people like Sir Punj is like, okay, I'm just gonna make another game in GD, we'll do that. Some people challenges, some people, like everybody pushes in a different way, but the game is all about what looks impossible. What right now, when I see it or when someone sees it, is like, that is impossible. With time, can we make it happen? This won't be a weird one, but you always hold your mouse really weirdly. Talk about how you came up with that.
Since I started being a mobile player, I got used to tapping. Sure, it looks weird what I'm doing with my hands. What I'm literally doing is the same thing I would do if I were to click a phone. When people click normally, what they do is they use their wrist mostly and their fingers to like move their index finger like this. And what I do to click is I literally move my hand like this. So all of my stress goes to my shoulder and my elbow. If I just keep my elbow still while clicking, well, this would look like something like this, and mostly it will be my shoulder doing the work, and that's where most of my pain comes from when I play too much.
It's crazy. I'm trying
to
imagine that.
In order to click like that, you have to have a mouse that doesn't move at all, because if I were to do something like this, it would be very easy for the mouse to move sideways. In order to be consistent at that, I grab my mouse like this with my left hand. While I do this on my right mouse button, I'm not clicking nothing here. I'm with my thumb holding on this side, and my other two fingers are holding here, and that way I can put my mouse like this and move my arm like this, and if I just keep my arm still, like add a bit of pressure down, my mouse is completely still and I can click perfectly without any worries.
I loved hearing that explanation. That was so very niche GD. That was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, that's gonna do it for part one, because like this is gonna be two parts.
Yeah.
But this has been great so far, and it's going to be great in part two. We'll see you guys in part two. It'll just happen. The next video, this will be the end of this one.
Bye.
I don't know how this one's going to end. I'll let James kind of do... James, end it with like... Dude, end it with like... some like, put like 5 videos of the Proof I Don't Macro video up at the same time. That's how we're going to end it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Bye.
No.